Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the blueprint. The major story here says, Tinubu fulfills lifelong ambition, gets certificate of return. Says, I shall be a fair leader to all Nigerians. Obi and I will get to power somehow one day. Dati speaking there. All right, you find all the details on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. To the first newspaper now. I will work tirelessly to make Nigeria better, Tinubu vows. I will work tirelessly to make Nigeria better, Tinubu vows. As INEC presents him Shetima certificates of return. Many angry, hurt. I shall be fair to all Nigerians, says President-elect. Renewed hope has landed in Nigeria. Tinubu leads APC governors on thank-you visit to Buhari in Daura. And on the front page of the Nation newspaper, I hear you loud and clear, President-elect tells youth. Young Nigerians will get full attention. Tinubu promises good governance, functional economy, security. President-elect, Vice President-elect gets certificate of return. Or the details on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And to the front page of this Nigerian newspaper, please support me, Tinubu begs Nigerians. Please support me, Tinubu begs Nigerians. Receives a certificate of return alongside Shetima from INEC. Buhari, Oshibajo, others task President-elect. Obi prepares to address Nigerians' international community. Mike.
All right, I have the Leadership newspaper here. Leadership says Tinubu seeks Atiku Obi other support for Greater Nigeria. Tinubu seeks Atiku Obi other support for Greater Nigeria. Says let's politics give way to nation building. Pledges not to disappoint Nigeria. PMB UK Prime Minister echoes leaders, governors, others congratulate President-elect. All this you see on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. Nigeria News Direct is next, and it says, my doors are open to my opponents. Tinubu, President-elect, right, receives certificate of return as Obi silent. Atiku, Dati threatened legal battle. And Tinubu has demonstrated ability to build bridges. That's what you see on the front page of Nigerian News Direct. And from there, let's go to the Punch. The Punch newspaper says, Tinubu woos Atiku Obi as parties reject result. PDP, LP, NNPP, others refuse to sign election result sheet in Abuja. Buhari, Oshibajo, UK, ECOWAS, Senate, governors congratulate President-elect, and Obi campaign moors legal battle as Tinubu visits Buhari in Daura. All this on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Daily Trust is next. Atiku will be head to court as Tinubu pledges fairness. NNPP demands cancellation. Ashwadu visits Buhari in Daura. The UK Prime Minister Oshibajo, IBB Act, ACF congratulates the President-elect. All this on the front page of the Daily Trust. From there, let's go to Business AM. After 305 billion naira, INEC faces knocks for poor performance. After 305 billion naira, INEC faces knocks for poor performance. All right, Business Day is the last one we're looking at now. March 11, eyes on Lagos, others as battleground shifts. All right, March 11, eyes on Lagos, others as battlegrounds shift. Okay, that's referring to the governorship election that is coming up on the 11th of March. Right, Veronica?
All right, Mike. Well, all of the papers are taking the story or talking about the president-elect. His speech coming from his yesterday, where he got his certificate of return alongside his vice presidential-elect. And he said a lot of things. Yes, this is a fulfillment of his lifelong ambition, but he has appealed to his other opponents, talking about people in the other parties, talking about Labour Party, are open, let them work together to build Nigeria. He acknowledged those who didn't support him. He acknowledged those who didn't vote for him, who are disappointed. But he's saying he's here and he's ready to work with everyone to make Nigeria better.
The point there is his speech at the certificate of return ceremony was apt. And one would say, okay, give some level of hope to young people and to women, especially when he said someday he looks forward to a young person holding this certificate.
Occupying the position he's taking now.
One he's taking now, which means that deductively he's saying that he looks forward to any youth, young lady, young man, being in position of leadership of Nigeria. He also looks forward to a woman, because these are areas that the new world look forward to fulfilling, because a country like Nigeria having a young president will go a long way to make the young people have a sense of belonging, one way or the other. Then a country like Nigeria having a woman president will also give a lot of boost to women leaders around the world, especially on the African continent. So all of these things are symbolic. Now, one other thing that is very germane, that is very central and sacrosanct, is what the president-elect says or what he doesn't say.
His body language.
Very good. Because as you start now, everything he says or whatever he does in public is no longer that's Bola Tinubu Asiwaju anymore.
Before he was pronounced.
Exactly. Now that he's pronounced, he's now carrying the toga of the leader of Nigeria, the symbol of Nigeria. Those, of course, we know, we assume by now he should be putting his team together, whoever they become. So how they communicate to Nigerians will matter a lot. The choice of words, the way they communicate will go a long way to healing the country and uniting and unifying the country. So I like when he talks about the issue of youth, he talks about the issue of women, and so on. So giving hope to everyone, because he has emerged the winner of the election. So he's not the president of APC, he's the president of Nigeria.
Right.
Whether you are in Labour Party or PDP or NNPP or whatever political party, he's the president of all. And he needs to be seen to be unifying the country and doing whatever he has to do to bring everybody together.
I believe that from his speech, even from the day he was pronounced, he accepted.
Yes.
His speech has always reflected that aspect of wanting to unite everyone, wanting everyone to come together and work together for the progress of the country. Recall he also mentioned the youth, that he heard them loud and clear.
Of course.
Loud and clear. Because we saw their impact in the election. And anyone that wants to ignore them now is going to be at his or her own detriment. And so he had to mention, re-emphasize everything that concerns them, for them to understand that I am ready to work in your interests. I am not against you. And again, he harped on that again at the ceremony for the certificate of return, which is a good thing. But if youths are listening and are buying into what he's saying, it's a different ballgame. But that we will get to see in the coming days.
For now, because the election was just a few days ago, so a lot of people don't even know the personality of Bola Tinubu. They've always heard what they hear or what they don't hear as the kid. That's the only knowledge a lot of people have. So now it is time for them to begin to know him as to the capacity he has and what he has to do. So the words that he's speaking, of course, you don't expect Nigerians or those who didn't vote for him or those who didn't support him to take it hook, line, and sinker for now. Of course, it is with time. It is from the body language, his action, and how he's going about the duty of government that people will begin to, okay, we didn't support this man, but I think I like what he's doing. Because the point there is, at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about the person. It is what the person is doing, right? Good. Even if the president is from my village or is my uncle, the point there is that's not the emphasis. The emphasis is that you are the president of the country. What are you doing when it comes to inflation? What are you doing? When it comes to security, what are you doing about the economy? What are you doing about growth, employment, and so on? That's what Nigerians want to know.
Yeah, of course, which he put together in his document, Renewed Hope, and he says, Renewed Hope is here. Yeah. So Nigerians wait to see hope renewed in the coming days.